Hello and welcome to another episode of Team Blush. Today is pretty exciting. We are going to be somewhat restoring these really cool vintage Nissan wheels. These are from a 280Z called the Black Pearl Edition, and it was only in production for 1 year, so they're somewhat hard to find. On the left here, this is how I got them. They're in pretty rough condition, and the back side as well is in pretty rough condition. No one's going to see it, but I am going to give this a little bit of attention as well. As you can see on the right hand side of the screen, I have already gone ahead and done one of these wheels off camera just so I could get the process down and show you guys really quickly how to get these other three wheels in the same condition that this is in. Once I am done restoring these other three wheels, we are going to wrap them in some tires that I will show you later. So to quell my excitement, I think I'm just going to jump right into it. I want to get these wheels on those tires and get them on the car. I've been waiting a while for this, so let's go. So first things first, I am just going to flip the wheel around. I'm going to do this with all three wheels, but I'm just going to show you this one. And I know no one's going to see this, but I know that all this garbage and whatever is on the back side of this wheel, so it bothers me. If you're watching this, learning how to restore your own wheels, then you should probably go elsewhere. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit it really quickly with a brass wire wheel, and that should make sure that I don't absolutely destroy the aluminum as I'm doing this. So yeah, let's get to work. Yeah, I'm sure that this really isn't the proper way to be cleaning this inside dish or whatever, but it's already looking a lot better. If you have any tips or tricks that you've learned throughout the years while doing this yourself, let me know down in the comments. Alright, well, I think that's about as much wire wheeling as I'm going to do, and you can see that's a lot better. So now that I know that's all clean, we can go ahead and power wash it later on. You can see all this dust and nastiness from doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these other two wheels done before probably going to power wash it and cleaning up the face here just a little bit before trying to polish and paint and whatnot and get all this nasty dust off of it. Well, here we are with the wheels. I'm getting ready to power wash them. And you can see just all this dust and stuff on the backside. So my power washer is not the strongest, so I'm gonna have to get really close to the face of this wheel and to the backside to actually clean it, which means that I'm gonna get absolutely drenched in water. So enjoy watching me just get completely soaked. Yeah, it's also cold outside, so I'm gonna be like an icicle by the time I'm done with these. Yeah, there we go. That's the last wheel power washed, and the back side of some of these didn't come out as great as others. I might go back through and hit this with a wire wheel again. We'll see. For now, I am going to go inside and take a shower and get some new clothes, because like I said, get absolutely soaked. There's so many faces on those wheels that when you're power washing them, they just spray all over the place. So once I get back from inside, I believe it's time to start polishing the wheels. And I will show you the products that I'm going to do that when I get back out here. So I will see you in a second. Welcome back. I have gotten a shower and I've gotten into some dry clothes, and I am ready to go ahead and polish this first wheel. I'm going to be doing so using the Mother's Powerball 2, I believe it is. And it's pretty cool. You just attach it to a drill, and it has this plastic sheathing on a length of rod that when you rotate the drill, you can hold on to this plastic sheathing while you're putting pressure down on what you're polishing. So it's really easy to just go ahead and throw your wheel down on the ground, sit in a chair, and just polish the wheel while it's on the ground. To complement the Mother's Powerball, I'm going to be using this Mother's Mag and Aluminum Polish. Stuff's pretty cheap. I think this was $10 at the local O'Reilly's. So I guess there isn't much to really say. This is definitely going to be a little bit of a tedious process. I am not going to be polishing these wheels to a mirror finish. It's going to be more like a dull brushed aluminum look almost. I really don't want to spend the time doing a mirror finish. These are not my in-game wheels. I'll probably trade these or hold on to these later down the line so that I can pick up something different. So, jump right into it. This Mother's aluminum polish goes pretty far, and I'm actually amazed at this stuff. I've seen people use it on other YouTube videos and online and whatnot, and it takes them quite a long time to polish their wheels, but again, they're polishing to a complete mirror finish. You'll see here in just a second, but it does not take much effort at all to get even a respectable amount of shine out of these wheels. Yeah, I mean, you can immediately see the difference. And that was maybe 20 seconds of work. Definitely say pick up one of these power balls if you're going to be polishing wheels. I'm sure that there's cheaper stuff, and I'm not really experienced enough to say if this is different than any of that stuff. But yeah, it just works. It is now the day prior to me beginning polishing the rest of these three wheels, and it took forever. They're still not perfect at all. I mean, there's tons of little oxidation on these inner lips and this outer lip. It's such a pain to get to those areas that I'm kind of done with it. They look a lot better than they did previously, so I'm just going to send it. Next up, I'm just going to be cleaning these inner faces of the wheels. Probably just going to go and hit it with another power wash. I'm not going to show that on camera. I already showed you when I power washed them previously. So I'm probably just going to go power wash them another time. Bring it back in here. Clean up this interface with some isopropyl alcohol that I have sitting over on the workbench. And then I think it's time for masking and painting. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these outside really quick, and you will see me as I begin the masking process. Alright, so here we go. I am going to begin masking the polished parts of this wheel, and this is going to take a long time, so I'm going to throw on some music, and I am just going to kind of vibe out and get this done. So you can watch a little time lapse of that. I'm not going to show you all of it because this is going to be very tedious. Okay, well, I think that is pretty much all of the tedious masking process that I have to do. I'm going to go through and I'm going to clean up and just make sure that some of these edges are actually true to where it needs to be. But other than that, I'm just going to wrap the valve stem in some tape, and then I'm going to start laying down some newspaper masking tape to get it ready to paint. So I'll see you once I am ready to paint. Alright, everything's masked up and ready to go. I shook my spray paint for 2 minutes as per the Auto Factory Realize formula. I'm going to hit it with this gloss black, and I'm going to hit it 4 times. So I'm going to do light coats, and it should come out pretty good considering I already did this once before. We have gone ahead and let this sit overnight after coating it 4 separate times with that gloss black. So can take off this masking and see how it turned out. That's satisfying. Love it. Looks a lot better than it did. I'm pretty happy with that. That polish looks a lot more vivid now that that black has been laid down. Oh yeah, that looks great. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the last two wheels painted, and then I will be showing you what tires I am going to be mounting onto these wheels. Right, I have gotten the last two wheels painted. As you can see, they are all finished, and I am ready to take these down to a shop nearby to get tires mounted and get them balanced. For tires, I decided on these Toyo Extensa 2s. They are a 185/65, and obviously this is a 14-inch wheel, so these are 14s. I think these are a really good budget option, and I am excited to see what they're going to feel like underneath the car instead of the tires that I got when I actually bought it. They are pretty old and are beginning to crack a little bit on the sidewalls, so yeah, let's go ahead and get these to the shop, and I will show you once they are ready to go on the car. I have gotten the tires mounted on the wheels, and they're sitting in the garage. I actually don't think I'm going to show them to you until they are on the car. For one, I'm just too excited to get them on, and two, you've seen them enough. So here's reference for what the car looks like on these crappy plastic hubcaps and steelies, and I will show you in just a second what it looks like on the new wheels. So here's the wheels. I've gotten them on the car, and if you would, down in the comments, really quick, just tell me the first thing that pops into your mind when you are first looking at this. Even if it's negative, I want to know, because I have something in mind as I've been sitting here just looking at the wheels of what needs to be done next, and I will show you that in just a second. I am honestly really digging the look. The black face of the wheel from painting looks really good in contrast to that polished lip and the design. They are a lot lighter than the steel wheels that I pulled off of the car, and the tires on these wheels are fresh, unlike the ones that I pulled off, which were beginning to crack, like I said prior in the video. So I will just go ahead and pick you up and take you for a little walk around the car. And if you've commented already, thank you for letting me know, but this is what I'm looking at. The wheel gap on the rears is pretty insane. I think these wheels, even though they're really cool and I dig the small wheel look, they really bring attention that this car needs coilovers to bring maybe an inch or two worth of a drop. You can definitely tell now that this car needs it. Really like it. I hope that as I begin driving it, because I haven't driven it yet, I hope that this rear gap settles down just a little bit. But what do you think? I dig it. I very much dig it. So, let's go ahead and move back into the garage, where I will give you my outro, and thanks for watching. Well, after a very long while of just kind of standing around the car, looking at it, moving to a different spot, looking at it, I finally got it back in the garage. Thanks a ton for watching the video if you have gotten to this point. I know that some of the time-lapse stuff that I did in this video does get a little tedious after a while, but it is kind of hard to show the long process that this was. This took a lot longer, as much of my projects do, than I actually thought it was going to be. I did notice while working on the rear wheels that the brake pads are pretty thin on both sides. So in the next video, you might get to see me do all 4 brake pads, because I will be doing the fronts if I do the rears. If you would like to keep up on the build, you can follow us over at Instagram at team.blush. I will have it somewhere on the screen currently. And speaking of Instagram, I had an individual reach out to me. I forget your name, but it was really appreciated. They pointed out that they enjoy seeing how much care and attention I do give to the 240SX, and that I am not trying to beat on it like a lot of people do to these cars. Not so much anymore, because they are getting harder to find, but you definitely know most 240s are pretty clapped out. So it was really appreciated to hear from you that you enjoy seeing how much care I give this car. If you don't have an Instagram, you can just throw a comment down in this video or any of my other videos. I'm usually watching them pretty much daily, and if anyone comments, I will usually comment back answering a question or just whatever. Well, I think that about wraps it up for the video, and as always, take it easy, and we will see you next time on another episode of Team Blush.